They were both college educated. They went to a place called Wilbraham Academy just outside of Springfield, Massachusetts. And Isaac liked school so much that he hung around and became a professor. And he taught at that school that he attended for several years. And then they moved down to Greenwich, Rhode Island, and he taught at the university that was there. Then they moved out to Kansas. There's no university for him to teach at, so he has to start his own. And he founds Bluemont Central College. And Bluemont Central College is built right up here on the corner. That's why College Avenue.
Founder's Hill.
Founder's Hill.
Yeah, I live in Founder's Hill. I've read that.
Yeah.
I've read that monument.
This is the founder's house. Watched from our lap, that stone house up by the baseball field is the founder's house. And then just about the same distance in the other direction over here is Joseph Dennison, who's Ellen's brother. Who's another founder. So this surrounds the hill, hence the Founder's Hill part. And so they called it College Hill back then because they had a college up there. And that's why that's College Avenue, because they had it built right up here on the corner. Now, it was open from 1859 to 1863 as Bluemont Central College. And then the Morrill Land Grant Act passed, and that was the act of Congress that allowed 90,000 acres for each state per representative. We only had one representative, we got 90,000 acres. They sold that land to fund the building of the university here. So they donated Bluemont Central College to become Kansas State Agricultural College. And Joseph Dennison was the last president of Bluemont College, first president of Kansas State Agricultural College. And Isaac was one of the founders of that too. He helped to build it. He donated a lot of money towards it. That $5 donation he got from Lincoln he was on a fundraising trip to raise money to build Bluemont College. And he was also the treasurer of Bluemont College. He's really good with money. He's got $5 from Stephen Douglas too. Anyway, and he was one of the early professors there for a long time. And also, apart from that, he founded the town. He was on the first state legislature for Kansas. He was the superintendent of public instruction, which is Secretary of Education pretty much. And worked for the railroad for a long time. Pretty much the most important guy in town as far as that goes. So most of the specimens you see on here were Ellen's collection. She would pick up rocks all over the place. Now Isaac was a professor of geology and stuff, but when he got out here to Kansas, most of what he did was try to raise money for building the college, for building the Methodist Church, and then for the town association in general. And he would travel between here and the East Coast and met all kinds of interesting characters, including Lincoln. Lincoln once, when he was a senator, and he got a $5 donation towards the building of the college from Abraham Lincoln. And the fun part about that is that according to his ledger, about 2 people later was Stephen Douglas, his arch political rival, also gave Isaac $5. So it's kind of like you went up to him and said, hey, Lincoln gave me $5. You gotta let him show you up. And then the next time that Lincoln shows up in Isaac's life that we know of was in January of 1861 after Lincoln had been elected president. He hadn't been inaugurated yet, so he was still in Illinois. And Isaac was traveling through raising money, and he stopped in Illinois, had dinner with the governor, and Lincoln happened to be there that day. And Isaac immortalized the whole conversation, the whole event in his journal. And I memorized the journal entry for you, and you might want to record this one, it's pretty clever. Met president, exhibited gun, cold. And that's all I had to say about meeting the president.